the sea and all the way to
Kit!
Kingsbridge.
What is he doing there? Don't know him. Somehow seems familiar. What's he doing there?
For the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna.
Kit!
This Church of Kingsbridge.
It's a boy if he doesn't want to see the miracle.
You must be thinking, how can he be so sure?
I am Philip. Who are you, young man?
I only had my faith. I knew not.
Ask if he doesn't want to see the miracle. Ask the boy why he's hiding.
Why are you hiding?
For many miles, and I will tell you again. She is a true miracle.
Curtains, old rags.
Change your life.
Very unlike the front.
She changed mine.
That's not fit for
Many
a
bore
shrine.
witness to her miracle
Nothing sacred about this.
before it dawned upon me.
What is in this book will not help me more than the answers.
But when
Okay. Alright, whatever.
it came to me in a dream, it was. I will tell you again. Dear
So, what can we
brothers
do?
and sisters, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you. Can you feel it? Brothers and sisters, you are about to witness a miracle. The Madonna knows how you have suffered. The Virgin Mother had to witness the rise and fall of her Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and never stopped believing. Kingsbridge has endured many hardships. Prior James left you before his time when you needed him the most. Your old cathedral was burned to the ground.
Nobody's gonna wonder why. How did they?
And your
Yeah,
new
how
one
did they know that?
collapsed even before construction was finished. You have suffered the ruthless destruction of your market, homes, and lives.
Dada!
All of you have
Shush!
lost husbands, wives, and children, family and friends.
Dada!
All of you know how it is to be hungry
Follow the
and
masked man.
afraid.
Jack. Aliena.
Philip.
But this is...
A miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
Okay.
How?
We thought it was time to give Tommy a home.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip? Do you recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But...
As much as I wanna know where have they been, well, at least logically, I mean, we know where they've been, but Philip wouldn't know.
It's been almost 3 years since I last saw you, Jack. Where on earth did you find him?
I'd almost given up looking for him. Then Tommy found him.
And you decided to come back.
This is our home, after all.
Then what on earth is all this? This miracle?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Oh, you guys are thieves!
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be master builder.
Why?
I've studied the cathedrals, churches, and houses they build in France and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colors, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
Condemn their lives.
What you're doing is selling the people a lie.
This is a harmless deception.
There is no
Harmless?
such thing as a harmless deception.
They're taking their
Serves the same purpose as
well-earned
an
money.
illuminated drawing in the Bible.
Our show illustrates the truth that the Weeping Madonna comes from a faraway land, which it does.
And she can weep too. Though, that is more of a technical achievement.
You want to sell something explainable as a miracle.
The church does the same. You said so yourself. You even wrote a book about it.
Yes, I said that it was not right that the church is faking miracles.
Yep.
But it works, doesn't it?
Oh,
It works if they sell a lie, but it's not for the good of the people, though.
Jack! Aliena! You came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Catface shows up every now and then. And Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
What's wrong, Mother?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry. She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge. She knows your pain.
what now?
The miracle!
Her eyes are wet.
Her eyes!
Look at her.
They're shining!
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
Why are you weeping?
She is mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle. We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
It is time we started doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before, and we can do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like that. Don't you remember what happened last time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random strangers to make things better. Philip, why in God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're tricking us into giving them money for false idols.
They are giving us money.
So that we'll place this idol in our priory? Do you approve of this?
Condone the miracle or condemn the deception? What's the lesson here? What's the lesson here that Philip should learn? He lost faith, pretty much. He thinks that the religion, or at least the bishops, manipulate people for whatever interests them. So if he actually accept the money, so he's pretty much no better than them. He's pretty much doing the same as they did. And this follows his actual ideals, or the ideals at the moment, that he, should condemn the deception. But in the end, we're not gonna get any money. All right, I'm gonna go through with it and see.
No, I don't approve of their deception. The Madonna is a trick, no miracle. But the people have already decided, and I won't take away the hope they found. Did you not see what happened to Mary?
I saw. And I see that you intentionally turn a blind eye to the lies of your friends. I'm warning you. I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
Your threat won't sway me. No matter how unconventional, their return and their gift are a blessing.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. And now, I make mine. I resign. I'm leaving the Priory.
Well, good riddance. Nothing of value was lost, really. And Regis is gone, supposedly.
You got so big, Tommy. And you're just as shy as your father was.
Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something.
Tom would have been proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here? Tom's wife.
Oh, no. Martha and I moved her to Kingsbridge. She's with Tom now. He always wanted that.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
But... really?
Tomato, tomato?
What were they like?
Oh, they
were
speak
good
English.
people.
Presumably.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does. But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there. He was the only one who survived.
Not for long.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape. But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him. I was there. And you were there, Jack. But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief.
I know some people that would
But
want
I
to
knew
correct
for sure.
you
He told me.
for the fact of Jack being
He was so
there.
afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed.
Well, I tried to make a pro-abortion joke here, by
Then
the way.
I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than ever, as if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey, the lark his freedom never.
Ew.
No! No!
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waileran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I. I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness and regret. The people, they...
Believe it or not, viewers, this is a fact that we should have known since the very first of the game. This is something that at least the TV shows talked about immediately.
We welcome our new prior, Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years until the cathedral will be finished. And the Earl of Shiring has promised to support us. But he has not done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war, poverty, and most of all, heathen beliefs. I have spoken to God.
Damn.
I asked him,
just like George Bush, huh?
him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in. No matter the cost, this shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end to the dark times.
Waileran, by God.
Jack, what are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here!
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
Uh-oh.
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our wolves, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town. Our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
Okay. Kind of an eventful chapter, even though we really didn't do much here. But how? Like, did they actually manage to build an army and all of that, or is that just talk? This is a little bit weird. I gotta be honest. This is a little bit weird. Maybe the game is running out of budget and they're just trying to conclude things. It definitely looks like it. Nonetheless, viewers, Chapter 16 home concluded. What you did, you helped Jonathan plant a new tree. You've held your first sermon in a long time. You disapproved the deception of the Madonna, but came to see that it gives people hope. Well, actually, didn't have a choice with that. Elena and Jack have returned to Kingsbridge. Chapter 17. The Storm. 1154. 11 years later. Whoa.
It had been 3 years. 3 years of drought. 3 years of hunger and poverty.
Damn, we have walls now.
England was brought to its knees. Only our walls had kept us safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages. Bishop Waleran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring. Many had died. The work on our own cathedral had almost come to a halt. 4 weeks the storm had raged on. It was then that our cathedral gave up its last secret.
What?
And everything changed.
What's happening here? Well, cemetery's getting bigger.
I don't think you would have liked the sight of this. I don't think you would have liked the sight of this at all.
I know. You'd not planned the cathedral to be that high.
I reinforced the walls, like in Saint Denis. The storm shouldn't be that much of a problem. But if it's not the storm, then what is it?
The east wall is about to collapse. Why? What could be the cause? Alright, now we're gonna have control with, of Jack again, and his, it's like he's in, his middle age. So, things are advancing fast, viewers. Huh. Wonder, if we're gonna have the opportunity to actually, check around on, everyone and see, what they're, up to. Alrighty, everyone. Let's continue on checking, the new age of Kingsbridge. 11 years have passed. East wall is about to collapse. Why? What could be the cause? I can actually see a storm here. Been weeks now. The noise and sand never stop. Do they get sandstorms in Europe? Or even in goddamn Britain of all places? I would understand in the south region of North America, you know, generally in Africa and of course in the Middle East. But, I don't know, seems weird. Been weeks now? The noise and sand never stop. Hope Aliena is still alright. Where is she? Tools! Hammer and chisel. And chisel. Chisel cheek. Chisel cheeks. Vaulting. A small crack. A vaulting unstable? Is this damaging the wall? You think? The crack damages the wall? I mean, it might be a sign, but I don't think that the crack would cause anything. Wooden beams. They look alright. North and south walls provide enough stability. Thank God. Well, let's check on the
One
storm.
day, people will fly, like birds, sailing on the wind.
Rashid told me.
There was a I think there was what did they call him? What would you call someone that would tinker with stuff? Not technically a scientist, an inventor. Probably I would call him an inventor. What was his name again? Oh yeah, the inventor is Abbas ibn Firnas. He's pretty much the first person to be able to glide in air, and he actually died doing so. He actually managed to glide for a good amount of time before plummeting to his death. That's he only did it once, and damn, he actually managed to do that. But I guess there was a problem with with landing. I don't know what was the period though. Might as well actually try and find out the period. Probably the internet is gonna have the answer. Yep, there you go. Abbas ibn Firnas. Emirate of Cordoba. That means, yeah, it was pretty much conquered Spanish Peninsula, pretty much. It was bad. It was at this period, so yeah. They actually died attempting it. I wonder if they actually gonna say that. Legacy. Ibn Firnas' contribution to the field of astronomy and engineering. He constructed a device which indicated the motion of the planets and stars. Where's the one that talking about him plummeting to his death? Exported porters to Egypt. Aviation. Some 7 centuries after the death of Firnas, the Algerian historian Ahmed al-Makari wrote a description of Firnas that includes the following. Armin Furman. Did they not mention that? Firnas Richard's contribution of film came up with it. They are not gonna mention how he died? That's how he died, I'm pretty sure about that. I'm pretty sure about that. But yeah, we're thinking that the game is actually mentioning the ability of flight all of a sudden. Well, yeah, I guess now we know a little bit about Abbas bin Firnas.
I'd better be careful up here.
Yep. Don't do the Firnas gliding to your death, or probably you're not gonna do the Firnas. You're probably gonna do the prior James one. Grab me too. Also, by the way, speaking of prior James, this is something that I should mention. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. It's been a while since I talked about prior James. But in the first episode of the TV show, you can actually Philip actually managed to meet with James. James wasn't he didn't kill himself as the game seems to indicate, but he was actually was bedridden. Actually, he was about to die, but and he was actually the one that told him. He didn't mention anything about Jack's father, though. He did mention that he came. Like, he did mention that he was. I think he talked about the knight that came. You know, that came with the message. Nothing technically about Jack, but he was alive. I don't know when he died, though. I don't think he died in the first episode of the Virus. He was alive and well, so it is weird that they actually, you know, made him seemed like he was like he killed himself. Well, in the end, he was pretty much hidden all this time, which doesn't make any sense at all. Anywho, hammer and chisel. We're gonna have that. Ooh. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. The wall. Not telling how long it will hold. Doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look that bad from up here. Huge cracks all the way down. Doesn't look that bad from up here. Really? Rocks just falling down. You're telling me that's not that bad? I mean, they probably use clay. Not clay. Mud at the very least to make blocks of stones all together. I think that's how they do it, at least in the older, in the old age. I mean, not in the old age. Like, we have locations like in remote areas where you know we do have some people gonna build them like some smaller huts, and all we do is just put some pretty much put some some bricks together, and of course we use cement. But in the older days, people used to use, not even in the older days, some like in some villages, they just they seem that they think that mud is actually good enough, which for for something that if you're gonna make like a smaller room, yeah, but definitely then it's a little bit more complicated if you're actually gonna be building like a bigger room. Not even actually mentioning a bigger castle. I'm not talking about a bigger room. Like if we're talking about like a room that's gonna be, I don't know, like 4 meters high or something like that. You probably would need to build some infrastructure for the building before you actually attempt all of that. Alrighty, let's talk about architecture, have a nice day, because God knows that you're not an architect. I am not.
No, I don't want to break more stones loose.
I do not. It was an option when I was actually attending college to actually get into to be an architect, but I didn't feel like I wanted to be an architect. Not even like an MD, like turn into a doctor or anything. Even though I actually, I was good in school, by the way, back in the day, and had the opportunity to attend medical school, but nah, I really didn't really feel like I would want to be a doctor nor an architect.
The vaulting is cracked. This could be a problem.
Alright. What about the wooden beams?
The roof looks all right.
What can we do with the vaulting, though?
That won't help solving my problem. Over here, the vaulting looks weak. What would you have to say about this, Tom? Yes. If the vaulting was unstable, it could pull the wall inward and damage it. Especially with this storm putting pressure on the wall from the outside. We have to find out. If I widen these cracks, we'll see if our problem gets worsened.
I don't like it, but I'll have to fix it either way.
So... it's better to actually find out the problem at this point, not until later, so... Probably gonna have to widen the crack and actually fix it. Pretty much remove it, I guess.
I don't think we have a problem.
Okay, so... No.
If I make it worse, then we'll at least know what the problem is.
How the hell can you fail something like that?
All right. One more time.
Oh.
Be easier without this sand everywhere. If the vaulting were unstable, this part would have collapsed and the wall would retract. The cause of the problem is not up here. Tom, what would you have done now? When we erected the Eastern Wall 17 years ago,
there was also a crack there, yeah, too.
Yes. No matter what we did, it always
was near the
back.
podium.
But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it. But the cause could have been the same in both cases.
Maybe the base is the problem. The crypt. Not the stones, definitely. The ground.
Cloister? It was there back when Tom's wall had a crack, and now this wall is unstable too. But it's too far away. If it fell apart, it wouldn't affect the east wall.
Which wall? Which wall are we facing? Which direction are we facing? Cause that wasn't was the west. So is this the east? Is this the east part? Well, it might actually make sense. Actually, I cannot know. I cannot tell. I cannot tell from here at the very least. It's either the ground or the crypt.
Ground is the same, but it had never been that dry. We had no problems with the rest of the walls. The crypt! Huh.
Gonna have to bury the crypt?
You kept the whole foundation there as it was. But it never had to carry this much weight before. That's it! The problem must be down there.
They were enraged. Bishop Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what
Philip.
he wrote.
I think so, too.
Philip's getting old.
I would be honored if he read my book.
Philip, I really
Jonathan
am worried
is now a
about
big
you.
boy.
There is no need for you to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read. Your book is being copied in priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing, if our message gives people hope?
In desperate times, hope can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Huh. Do you?
Philip's second book, The Divine Soul. Ah, he wrote another book. Surprised that we didn't have problems with the UI. The Divine Soul, book written by Philip in 1148. In this text, Philip suggests that we all carry a godly spark within us because God created man. And while sometimes it may seem as if God has abandoned us, God is indeed always closer to us than anything else, because our soul is of a divine nature. I think the problem with religion, especially Christianity, to be precise, is that it doesn't do well enough trying to challenge the words of the Bible, which, you know, I'm not gonna go into it pretty much, but you know, let me tell you, viewers, some of these subjects are really interesting to me, and the main reason that I actually read you know, at least the Quran and the Bible. I should be reading the Bible much more, but it's the message that the Bible carry. It's kind of a little bit direct. It's definitely you can feel overwhelmed trying to read the Quran for the first time. Not to mention that you know, Quran definitely it requires you to be a little bit fluent in Arabic, or at least a little have much better understanding for the Arabic language. It can be complex, and and you might actually you know, the meaning of some of the verses and even words you can take it the wrong way if you don't understand the structure of the Arabic language, which can be a problem for those who want to read the Quran that absolutely have no understanding of the Arabic language. I think it's really, like, of course, the Quran has been translated for many languages in many countries, but I've definitely seen other people interpret the meaning wrong for a lot of the Quran verses. So yeah, it's really interesting. Anywho, yeah, I think there's an idea, not necessarily a message, with the game. Probably the book has some sort of a message about religion altogether. Like, I have absolutely no I don't know anything about Ken Follett, the author of this book. If he has if he has a message, if he about religion altogether, especially Christianity. But the trope of the religious man questioning his fate has always been something interesting, and definitely Philip plays this part very well, in my opinion. It's probably why so far he's my favorite character in the game. Most likely might be my favorite character once I actually start reading the books. Hopefully soon. I'm gonna start reading them, though. Hopefully soon. Anywho, continuing on from here, this means that man does not have to wait for salvation from the outside, but that we all can change the world around ourselves. Around us ourselves. We can plant a seed, and God in turn will make it grow. Huh. Interesting. Philip's message of hope is heard in all of England and even other parts of Europe. But the church is highly critical of the text. In his first book, Philip had only criticized fake miracles. Now he seems to claim that as all men are equally divine, members of the clergy are not closer to God's glory than any other man, which is true. That's definitely true. The fact that was something. The meaning of that. Of course, it's not about meaning. It's about like corrupt monks trying to have power and control. They definitely did do that for centuries, especially in Europe, where you know, religious not religious leaders, where the church had power over countries, especially with the way crusades even worked. Especially with how crusades even worked.